Welcome to the Disintegration Effect 1, the head. In this lesson we're gonna build a setup to have a nice and detailed disintegration by using a large panel of different techniques. It will be the first part of a technique that I've designed for geometries and rigid body simulations. And after a lot of different tests, I finally found an efficient and optimized way to use in production. We will see as well how to get cool patterns by using clusters and how to apply them in an art-directable way. We're gonna make our own solver to trigger the effect and use some example scene to have a good understanding about the process. And we will go step by step from scratch to the final renders, going through custom collisions, particles, velocity field and displacement, with the files included for better learning. I hope you will enjoy this lesson, so let's get started. So it was my first tutorial, I hope you liked it and you've learned a couple of things. I've realized that there is a lot of things to improve, my English first of all, or the pedagogy or the audio quality. But I'm satisfied overall, I think the setup structure is worthy. And I would love to have feedback as well from you about the setup, about the technique or even the video editing. For example, if you liked the part with the music. So feel free to contact me or submit comments on Vimeo. And by the way, the Disintegration Effect 2 is coming soon. So I just need to polish it a bit more to make it very, very nice. And I plan to make other tutorials like that as well. I have plenty of ideas, so that's nice. But I will be able to do it only if I have some incomes from it. And as you can imagine, I spent a good amount of time to build the head setup and even more for the skull. So this is why I'm asking to you to not post online the IP file, please. This is important. So this is the archive password. And thank you very much for having watched the tutorial. I hope to see you soon for the Decimation Effect 2. So bye bye. So this is the final version of the head effect. And this is the raw renders from the head effect as well. So you can see, as you can see, it's not that different. And for the skull shot, this is the final renders. And there is the raw renders. And for this setup, actually, I've enhanced the collision behavior there. So this is a new version there that I've done after those renders, and I think it's way better. So we will see that later. And just to get a global overview, this is the setup for the head effect. So as you can see, there is just a couple of nodes, so it's not that complicated. The growth solver, the smoke simulation, and actually this is one layer, second layer and third layer. I mean, this is another one, but so we will see that later. And for the skull, it's a bit more complicated. This is the smoke simulation and a lot of for loop, a lot of vex code. a lot of different things. So this one will be we will spend more time on it. So let's see that on the next chapter. So this is the first version I have done for the test. I wanted to check the primitive motion over a simple sphere. So I know the result is quite bad for now, but that's the second version with different parameters, with a better particle motion and better growing solver there. This is another version with an inside layer mesh there and a bit of noise displacement as well. On this version I have added a bit of velocity field and the fragmentation is done with a different way. On this version I wanted to try different parameters for the growing solver. The interesting thing to notice there are 3 different layers of the geometry, and it adds a bit of density to the global effect. So that was a good idea. On this one I wanted to check with the texture displacement over the head diode directly. So the result is not really successful. On this one I wanted to add the effect to the original RBD simulation, and I was thinking it's quite okay, so I can continue over this, and after some tweak and some tests I've got this version. And this is the version you've seen on the sphere, on this one, you know. So this is the original RBD simulation and the post-sim decimation there. And here you can see there are 3 different iterations from the speed growth. So this is pretty fast there, and here pretty slow. So it means the motion of the pieces are way more visible. So let's check now the final renders. So let's start with the model. I've just copy-pasted the node head because I don't think it's really necessary for me to redo it, but let's dive inside just to check what is happening. So I've just imported, scaled it down the eyes and the head separately, and cache it with Green Market Cloud Cache. Because I'm rendering online actually, and I had to use this node. So same thing for the head, and as you can see there is a variable called myRoot. So edit alias and variable myRoot, and the corresponding value is there. So here I just have my eyes there, and the head is there. So perfect. And I've added a group named eyes over the primitive, and after I've used the mesh to make it lighter. Obviously I would use another technique if I wanted to keep the UVs, but it's not the case for the eyes and for me. So after that, a divide node to get only triangles, as you can see there. And here I just wanted to optimize the inside of the mouth because I do have some polygons there. So I've just, selected the loop, the edge loop like this, stuck with the double click, let's say there, double click and blast it, and same thing for the other primitives, so nothing special. Up, and this is the result, so let's check that here. So I don't have anything more, just that, and the poly reduce, because it's a really high resolution mesh, so I do have this. After I merge everything, I delete the attribute that I don't need, it means everything except for the UVs, and the group as well, except for the eyes group. So I just have position, UVs and eyes. After that, unfortunately, I don't have a model with animation, so I had to do it myself with a band. So sorry for that, but it works. And so I set up the position over with the capture origin, and the direction for the capture as well, and I can play with that. You don't have to forget this. I mean, it's by default, so it's okay, but if you don't active this option, it will deform a bit more what you don't want to. So a value of -6 for this one, and a value of 10 for this one, and I've just blended the position inside the attribute VOP network. So I take the position from the second input, the first input, and mix and animate the bias there from 1 to 150, and that's it. So it makes the process very light, and let's go for the next chapter. Hey, so let's start with the references. I think it's a good idea to have some of it to feed your imagination and increase your creativity. So you get this one for the head, for the lighting, for the pattern, the shapes. That's interesting. For the composition, the skin peeling. This is a video, I will play it later, video as well. I like the kind of hash effect there. Video. Same thing, the lighting, the shapes. This is interesting as well. I like the color actually. I like this one. Don't know really why, but that's pretty cool. And some picture from Ash to get nice details and nice shapes as well. So I think it's a good idea to keep that in mind. This is the main video reference I have. So for the story, at some point I had to do an effect, and the client gave me this as the main reference. So I was totally amazed when I've seen that. It's really good, and I was wondering how it was done, and I didn't know at this time, so it was pretty challenging. For example, we can see there, at the beginning I thought it was particles, but here you can check there are some triangles and some polygons, so it's more likely surface geometry. We can see here, I think it's a gradual texture opacity there. I don't really know. We can see there as well there are some procedural animations. I really like those patterns there. There is a nice depth as well. Here we can see, for example, the polygons come from the topology, so it's definitely surface geometry. I like those patterns as well. And by the way, this video was done by a guy named Ben Koppel. He's an FX artist, very talented, and he has done this video as well. It's not exactly what I want, but I was thinking that maybe I would use it for some technical process to understand it. I mean, it might help, so I didn't know, but I get it. This one, is very interesting as well. I like the motion, the soft body motion, you know. It's very cool. I like that kind of strings it makes. So that's very nice. This one as well is interesting, even though it's way less aesthetic than the one before, but I like the different kind of layers, you know, the soft body there, the particles, and the smoke, and I think it's interesting to accumulate those layers. And the last reference is this one. I like one shot, this shot actually, not this one, but this one. This is my skull shot reference. I really like the artistical direction there, so I decided to use that and to get the same idea for the skull shot. So now let's check what test I have done for building this effect. So this is the result I want to achieve for this part. Actually, I know it's not really impressive, but because it's the main structure of the effect, I think it's important to understand it. So let's do it. So let's go with the head setup. So tab geo, if it works, tab geo. Okay, head setup. Good, green, not blue, but green. Okay, let's dive inside. I would like to start with a grid before doing it over the head. I think it will be easier to understand, even though it's not really complicated, but I need a facet. Okay, with a unit point to split every primitive, and let's check this with an exploded view. Okay, up, 0. Let's say 8. Yes, that's good. I want to create a primitive, not a primitive attribute, but an attribute called myPrim. That is storing every primitive number for each point. So it means, for example, for the point 90, I want the primitive number 72. So there is a function for that called point_prim, sorry, and myPrim. This is an array. It returns an array, so I have to get the bracket points prim with an s 0 at pgnum. Good. And I want to store just the first index, myPrim equal myPrims bracket 0, the first index. So I should have for the point 90 the primitive number 72. Let's check that. The point 99, no 90, 72. So that's good. Let's rename it, add myPrim attribute. And I want a color, red color for that. After this, I want to add the barycenter. So what is the barycenter? Basically, this is the center of each primitive. So for example, if I go there and type @p equal prim 0 p and @primnum p primnum, this is what I have. So you can see every points go to their primitive center. So there, but this is not exactly what I want. I want to store an attribute called barycenter. Good. And let's rename add barycenter. Perfect. And a red color. So now I will just want to keep 1 point of each primitive. And in order to do that, there is a function called primPoint this time. So int my points, let's say, with the bracket because it returns an array as well. PrimPoints 0
at premium this time like this, and if I will explain it just after, if at ptinum is different than my points 0, so the first index, I will want to remove the point. Okay, 0 at ptinum. So basically what it's doing is for each point, this function, the prim points, return an array with the point number 91, 131, 133, and 90. And I'm saying if the point number is different than the first one, then delete all the points. So it means I just want to keep 1 point over each primitive, and this is what it's doing. So 81 points for 81 primitive. So this is good. Keep only barycenter, let's say. Good. Let's have a red color. I want to delete the primitive, so we can add. That's good. And I want to set the position. No. The position now to the barycenter at p equal v at barycenter. Perfect. Okay, so as you can see, it moves to the barycenter. So set v to barycenter. Great. And the red color. Now I would like to have the same sort point than the primitive point. What does it mean? For example, here I do have for the primitive number 0, 1, 2, 3, and I want the same thing for the primitive center here. Oh, there is something weird. Yes, there is. What is weird? P at P, keep only points, set P. Barycenter. Is it correct? Yes, it's correct because of the exploded view. Okay. So I want the same thing for this point, and then I have to get a sort by attribute and with my prim. So now I do have 0, 1, 2, 3. That's good. This is what I want. Now I can move the primitive from, oops, not that one, from the particles. So let's do that. This one, like this. And I want to import the position of the particles, so the second one. I want to import the primitive position of the primitive for the first input, for the first input, so the barycenter basically. But I'm iterating over the points, so I need an attribute with the ptinum to make it match. So let's get the bind with my prim attribute. This is an integer, and I will do it there. Okay, so now I can subtract both positions, like this and like this, and add the difference to the no2. Add the difference to the point position. Okay, what? Add. Sorry for that. And like this. And this is not what I should have, so first input, this is good. Okay, perfect. This is not doing anything because I didn't apply any transformation. So let's do that and let's check. Yes, this is good. So this is my points, and it's moving all the primitive together. So now let's apply a noise for the fun. Okay, like this. Turbulent noise with the position. No2. Add. Okay. To the position. Let's set 3D and simplex noise. Up. Okay, so this is what I want. That's good. And let's create the input. So viewX create input parameter, and I would like to apply for the fun the the multiply to the time to get an animation. This is what I want. And maybe get the vector component from the position for the x-axis, fit the data from -5 to 5 and multiply the result by the amplitude. So I'm getting this. This is nice. I mean, you can see here there is nothing applied, so that's good. I mean, almost nothing. And now we can remesh everything. So let's rename that before, and I'm using to set the yellow color for the attribute VOP. And now I can remesh everything like this. Okay, let's delete this one. And this is how I've done the head effect, almost actually. So let's get that like this. And that's why as well I haven't done the remesh there, because I wanted to get it inside the setup directly to get more control for the resolution. So I can decrease it if I want to make it more detailed, like this, you know, and then you can play with the noise and add a lot of different operation there. So that's cool. Let's rename this one. Move prim from particles. Good. And I used to make like this stuck. Good. So let's apply those operations directly to the head. So the next goal is to have these results by changing some parameters and values to make it better, with more detail and accuracy by changing the cluster and the growing solver. So I like that kind of detail it makes there. So let's do it. So in this chapter I would like to fix one thing and change a couple of parameters to make it better. So as you can see there, I do have that kind of things and I don't like it, obviously. So it comes from the noise. Yes, so let's dive inside, and I've checked before and it comes from this fit. And why? Because here I have my eye cluster, I make a random over it, and so I have some value from 0 to 1. I remap those values from -5 to 5, and I subtract the result. But if I subtract a negative value, it means I will add a positive value. So I don't want that, and I just want to, for example, if I increase this number like to -50, you will see the result there, and this is not at all what I want. So I just want positive value, 1 to 10, and that's good. This is fixed. Now I would like to check the transfer. The transfer from the growing solver. So let's add the color just to check it. And I would like to, this one, let's say CD. It's the same thing overall. But as you can see there, the result of the transfer is a bit roundish, okay? And it might be okay for the viewport, but at the render time it's very visible and it's not something that we want. So I have to increase the number of points there, 200,000, because here it's way more. So I would like to use the original mesh instead of a scatter there. So let's do it. I do have my original geometry there, that's good. Let's add an add. Okay, I want to delete everything except the points, and let's connect this to a switch, because this will be my iRes, where iRes scatter, let's say points, and the low res as well. So I do have for 500,000 points. This is good, but because I've changed there, I don't want to waste time to finding some good parameter there. So I will just copy paste what I've done on my version. So let's do that. On the sphere, it was something like this. Okay. And like this. That's good. I will just copy paste this one, take off this, do that, this 0.05, and two other values, this one and this one. Same thing for the scatter. So I've got previously 7.58, this there, and I think it just that, just this. So let's check the result, and I think yes, this is what I have before. Okay, this is good, I like it, and now I would like to change a couple of things there as well, to match with my previous version, sorry. So let's dive inside, and I would like to change these kind of things, the offset. So I want a vector to vector 4, take the position there. It's a bit slower, but I like the result, like this. Okay, and now because we've changed the input there, we have to reset the frequency, unfortunately. So pass relative reference, and let's say what can I okay, and I think it's good for now. Let's check what I've done there. Okay, and I just need to change this as well. So let's check the result here. Okay, and let's check with this time shift. Okay, this is good. So it's definitely longer, but I like the result, and it's way more accurate. So let's cache this. Okay, this is done. Let's check what we have, and this is perfect. So I think I am happy for this, and let's check again the CD. So it's definitely less roundish. This is good. Now I would like to change the glue cluster. I want to make it a bit more complex, a bit more detailed. It's there. Let's take off the noise for now. And with more pieces, more fragments, more variation. So let's dive inside. And here I would like to maybe copy past for another one, another layer of noise, like this. Maybe check or set different value. Let's say 3 and 4 and 3. Yes, 3 and 4. So let's add them as well. Let's add them there. So list 3 like this, and list 4. Okay, and here as well, near 3 and near 4. Okay, this is good. I would like as well to maybe offset it a bit. So let's set the parentheses, and let's say like this, 10, 10, 10. This is good to me. And I would like to maybe an offset here as well. Okay, plus, let's say, not you, 20, 20, 20. Okay, so I would like to, oh, I have to set the seed tree, because otherwise there is no 3 layers, but just 2. Like this, and let's get the tree there, and I just need to add it there as well, seed tree. Okay, this is overall what I want. Yes, it is. Maybe I would like to increase the frequency a bit more there, so like this one. Yes, this is what I want. Perfect. Now I would like to change there as well something. Because of the average method, I'm losing the one length measure from the normal. So I just want to normalize it with an attribute variable. So at n equal normalize yes u at n. Perfect. Let's say normalize n, good, with a color, a red color, like this. That this is good. Let's check if it works. Yeah, so now I do have way more fragments, and this is perfect. It adds more detail. And now I would like to change a bit some parameter, let's say, inside the noise. So I would like to use here, for example, the eye cluster, and it's an integer with a random. Okay, and let's take out this y. Okay, with a 4D output. That's good. Let's get constant there, and I would like to negate this one. This, copy past those parameters, not you. Copy pass relative reference, and same thing. Let's set that to 0.65 and negate like this. This is good, and set this to the offset. So here let's check. I would like to have not a simplex but a perlin, and I would like to change the frequency like this to I would say 50. Okay. Now I would like to add maybe a fractal. This is good. Okay. And I would like to do one thing more. And this is what? No, I think it's okay. I think we are done for that. Let's check the result. There. To the frame 150. Let's go back to the camera. Oh, I want to get back the noise. Yes. It seems to be okay for me. I like it. But we are going to get a flipbook from this one as well. And maybe before that, I want to rename, for example, this one. And we are ready to make a flipbook. So let's do it. So this is the result we have. Let's check this. And yes, we do have way more detail. This is good. Not any more problem. Good, some good. We don't see the line, the growing line anymore. So this is nice. Yes, I like it. Okay, so let's go to the next chapter. So for this chapter, we are gonna apply the solver as a trigger for the primitive motion, and this is the result we want to achieve. So let's go. So now I just would like to add a simple cache on the head, because I was realizing that this operation takes quite some time, so I just need to get a cache there before the animation. Okay, now I have done that, I will just copy paste the camera from what I've done before. I don't need to compute everything, so let's put it in manual, like this. This is a simple camera I've animated from the frame 1 to 150, as you can see, with two different keys. So let's go there, and you can see those keys with the rotation as well. That's it. So I have something like this. Not you. Okay. So this is exactly what I need. Okay, let's go back to our solver. First of all, I have to say that I forgot to compute something, and I forgot to add an attribute delete as well, because I'm going to iterate over those points. So if you check it there, for example, there is the n', nuv, and the uv, and I don't need it actually. So let's delete everything with an attribute delete, like this. Perfect. So let's check just the position. This is what I wanted. Another thing that I forgot is to compute the age. So let's go there, and I would like when one point is going to be set to the value 1 from the CD, I would like to add 1 to the age. So let's do this. I'm going to create an attribute called custom age, let's say, cust age, and let's say if the color, the red color is different, not you, different than 0, then add plus equal 1 to the cust age. So let's rename this cust age attribute. Okay, with the red color. That's good. And it should be alright. I need to check it. So let's get a visualize node. Okay, so I want the ramped attribute. Let's say the cust age. I want the min max. I could actually set the 1 time at time inc, and I will get the result in second instead of frame, but I prefer to work with the frame, so it's more understandable for me. So let's get from the frame 1 to 100, sorry. I want a grayscale, and let's see the results. So from the back, yes, it works. So this is exactly what I wanted. Perfect. And it should be as well a bit faster, because I don't have any more to iterate and store inside the memory, the RAM, all those data, the NUV, the N', and the UV. It should be good. And now let's cache it. So load cache 1 to 150. That's good. Update the version and render it. Okay, now I do have this. Let's check with the visualize, and it should be alright. And with the camera. Okay, perfect. So now what should we do? Let's say I would like to transfer the color, or maybe the cust age attribute, directly to these particles. Unfortunately, I have done the solver over the static frame. So I cannot transfer with, like, let's say a PC open or a near point function over the deformed animation. So I'm just going to use this one, the static one, and use a function called near point. So let's import the solver points just there to make it. I need this actually. Import up and out like this. So now I would like to get an attribute called out near growth, let's say, and it's the near point petitum that I want from the second input and with the p as reference. So now I do have my near growth attribute, and I would like the cd from it, from the second input. So at ct equal point, let's say the second input, and I want the cd from the near growth attribute, and I need to get the I. Doesn't work because the semicolon, and now it's well transferred. So this is almost what I want. I want the cust age actually, so let's call it cust age with the F and here cust age as well. Good. Let's check if it works with this visualize. Should be alright actually. Yes, it is. Okay, unfortunately, I mean, for now it's good, because I do have 38,000 points, but as soon as I will get 1 billion points there, this operation will be longer. So in order to optimize it, I want to split those two operations, because for the first one, it just needs to be computed once. So let's do that. Attribute wangle there on the first frame. So let's get from our control the first frame and freeze it. That's relative reference. This is good, and let's do something like this. I want to get the near point function on the static frame, over the static frame. So this is what I want, and this one on the deformed point over the animation. So let's check it. Okay, see if it works. It's still working. So perfect. Let's optimize it or make it a bit more organized. This is what I want. So now what we can do is to set, let's check with the position. Yes, it works as well, so perfect. We could adjust the noise, and this is what we want to do. So I don't need all of this actually. It's not good anymore. I want something more complex. Not you. Like this. I want to keep the bind because I need to store to get this as a reference from the position, and I will use an anti-alias node like this. With position, I want the 3D noise, 3D vector that I add to the position as well. Not you. Okay, and let's see the results. Okay. Now I would like to multiply this noise by the custage to make it trigger by the solver. So let's import the custage with bind up custage, should be good. So let's see what we do have. Okay, not the good put. So this is the trigger I wanted. Obviously I need to tweak the noise because it's not good for now, and pass relative reference. I could promote those parameters, but it's fine for me inside now. So let's set to, let's say, I don't know, maybe 45 and less amplitude. 0.9, 1. Let's say I want to fit the curve stage. Look like this from 1, not you, 1, not you, 1 to 350. Let's see the result. Yes, something like this. Obviously, we are going to add a bit more complexity after, but just for a beginning, should be alright. Let's see with the primitive. Seems to be good. Okay. Let's add a bit of more detail, more resolution. Let's say 2. And let's change the background as well. So what is the result? Okay, it seems to be that's what we want. Good. So now let's add a bit more complexity with cluster and some good displacement. Not over the texture, but the geometry directly. So let's do that. So in this chapter we are going to create a growing solver to have a nice diffusion with variations. So let's go. Okay, so now let's create our growth solver. So let's copy paste this one, and I want to use the static remeshed head as input. So paste it there and there as well. Not for you, okay, that's good. And now I need to iterate over points, so let's use a scatter. Like this, and I would like 100,000 points, let's say. Good. Let's create as well start points to start the simulation over them. Group. This is good. I want to use the points and the start, let's rename it, and use the bounding object. Like this. So let's create a sphere as well. And I would like to set, not to have the set, but have the back of the head. So there and see where it is. Okay, let's say 0.3 minus 0.1. Good. Maybe as well the lower back from there. So better. So transform like this, minus 0.2. Okay. Now I want to isolate those areas. Up, let's go and let's say start, delete non-selected. This is good. And then finally I want some points over it, so a scatter with 4 points, let's say. And the global good value for the global seed was 21. I mean, a value that I liked. So this is good. And now I just want to set the color of those points if it's near those points. So with an attribute VOP, let's use PC open, PC num found. Okay, like this, position, second input. This one to the CD. I want just 1 point and I want to promote the radius. Okay, let's call it set CD from start P. Okay, and maybe less.
and less. Okay, this is good. So now we can directly go to the solver. And let's create green color. I mean, set a green color. I like it. Growth solver. Okay, let's dive inside. So first of all, I need to but blast the black points. So let's make it blast. Point at cd.x inferior than 001, and this is what I should have. And now I would say with an attribute verb to look for those white points. If it's near them, then set the color to 1. So attribute verb with PC open as well, and use PC open, PC filter, not you, like this one. Okay, position, server input, I want the CD there. I want 10 points overall, so I will not promote it, just the radius, and let's set to the CD. Okay, I want to reduce this, perfect, maybe a bit more, but first I need to say if on my previous frame the CD was 1, I want to keep it. So I want to have the maximum of my previous frame and the maximum of the new frame. So let's plug this to the CD and let's check what happened there. So now it's growing, so this is what we want, but it's a bit too fast, so let's decrease this to 0.1. No. Okay, let's go back there and get this one active. So now it doesn't work anymore because it's not high enough. A good value was 17, something that I liked. I mean the speed that I liked. So let's check with the recent simulation, and this is what we have. It's doing that because of the points. I don't have enough points, so let's increase this by 200,000. Okay, let's try again, and this works. So globally this is the value that I like. I like the speed. Let's play it real time. Yes, like this. So this is good, but it's not complex enough. I would like to add more variation to make it a bit more organic. So let's do it directly there by adding, let's call it first growth operation. So by adding a small noise and a big noise for the variation. So let's start with the small noise, jubilant noise position. I want to copy password reference there. This is good. Let's set it there directly to the CD just to check. Okay, something like 20. I want simplex. Good, maybe 8, a bit more there as well. Let's say 0.8. I would like to clamp and run to integer because I do have some negative value as well there. So let's first clamp and then rint. This is good to me. Let's set that to the CD. Okay, maybe a bit less attenuation. This is good. And I would like to multiply this by the new points. Because if I do it for the previous points, I will have some crazy value and I don't want that. So multiply just the new points by the noise, and let's check the result. Just there. Okay, so what is it doing? Let's go back to our noise, and it's saying if the new points are inside the white area, then it's going to apply the operation for the growing. But because it's not moving the noise, I do have some bad result. So let's animate it. Float to vector. Okay, this is the z-axis, so I will use it with the time z-axis to the offset directly. Okay, so let's see. This is good. Maybe not speed enough, not fast enough. Sorry. Multiply constant to 2. Okay. Let's check what we have there. Okay, so now it's better. Let's add the big noise. I will use a curl noise for the big noise.
Let's set the position. I want directly there as well, so I want the length, not the 3D. Okay. Let's copy paste like this, and let's say 4. Don't want the roughness, and I want as well the amplitude to 0.5. Let's say this is good to me. So let's copy paste the same. Maybe before the wind, I mean the wind before the clamp. So let's do it, and I will do it as well for this one. Okay, and let's clamp, I mean set that to the color. Yes, this is good. So let's animate those as well for the offset. Okay, like this. And not you, the offset. So let's check. No, it's definitely, because it's the big noise, so it's definitely too fast. Let's say 0.5, and it's okay for me. So let's multiply this by the same, and let's get our final CD. So let's check the result. Okay, I think it's good. I like it, even though I would like to not have that kind of growing stopping, you know. So for example, there it's stopping and it's not moving anymore, it's not growing anymore, so I would like to avoid that. There is a way to do it, and let's do it right now. So let's make it a bit more organized. This is good enough. So now, if, for example, if I get the maximum as well, then my original point, let's say, let's see the result. I would have what I had at the beginning. Okay, but if I don't want to get all those points, but let's say just 10%, and this is what I'm going to do. So let's multiply this result by 10% of the points. So I would like a random over the platinum, and I would like to make this value changing every frame. So I'm just going to multiply as well the platinum by the frame. Okay, so now I want to say I want just 10%, less than 0.1, and multiply this, and let's say integer to float as well. Okay, multiply the result by the new color, and get the maximum with the noise. So let's check what we do have. Okay, and as you can see now, we don't feel anymore that some area is stopping and it's not moving anymore. So this is good for me. So let's cache everything. Maybe this one yellow. And my grid cache. Okay, like this. Let's call it growth solver PTS. Good. And let's call it, let's add a nude as well. Let's call it out growth solver points. That's good, almost. Okay. Oh, I forgot to check the frame 150, because this is the one we are interested by. And this is not good because we want something over the head. So let's create a time shift and offset the animation. So I want something like $F plus 100 maybe. Okay, this is not enough. Let's say 200. Still not enough. A bit more. 225. Okay, that should be alright. So let's cache this. Up, load from disk, only strict. I would like to get this one, copy, just there, pass relative reference, VGOSC, and that's it. Okay, good. So let's check it, and that's perfect for me. So let's make it blue as well. Up, blue, and organize those nodes a bit more.
Okay, this is good, so let's go to the next chapter. So for this chapter, the new goal is this one. So this is the same process than for the grid, but applied over the head. So let's do it. So let's import the head with an object merge. Up, like this. Import head, good. And purple, and let's add a new. Out default original head, good. So I would like to remesh the head, but over the first frame. So I need to freeze the first frame with a time shift. That's it. Okay, this is good, even though, okay, now it's better. I would like to check as well the UVs, because I'm going to use a texture displacement, so I need to check that. Because usually there is a problem with the remesh, so let's check it out. And yes, there is. So we need to fix that, and in order to fix that, there is a SOP called vertex split, and it's going to cut the connection by the UVs. So let's use the UV and with the promo to point attribute. So now the UVs are on the point, over the point. What is it doing? So if I use the soft transform there, and then if I select one point with the force transform near the cut, yes, it works. It was the viewport. And then if I move it with a smaller radius, I have this result. So it means, as you can see there, this line has been cut by the vertex split. So if I take it off, up, there is no split anymore. So this is what is it doing, and in our case that's not a problem. But if we want, for example, and I've done it previously, I mean, I got this problem before, so I know what I'm talking about. If you want to use this model for a grand simulation, for example, you have to take care about it, and you have to fix that later. It's not our case, so that's good, and let's keep it that. So good, and let's see if it fixed the problem. Yes, and so let's reduce the size of the triangles, and this is what we want. That's good. So now I would like to transfer the animation from this one to the remesh static one, and in order to do that I'm going to use two different functions, and I've prepared a scene file, not a scene file but an example, in order to make it more obvious and more understandable. So let's go inside, and there is a sphere there. There is another sphere just there. Okay. On this one I have the texture. There is a texture, and I've added a POV quick shade to check it. And on this one it's just a primitive, so there is one point, and I've animated on the y-axis. So this is what it's doing. What is it doing? So first one, I will use the XYZ dist function. So if we take a look to the documentation,
it returns the distance from the nearest point. So find the distance from the origin to the closest point on the geometry. Okay, and if I'm using not just two arguments but those, it finds the distance from the origin to the closest point of the geometry. So this is what it was doing there, and also outputs the primitive number and the UV coordinates for the closest point. So this is exactly what we want. So I need this one, and then I've created this attribute. So the new primitive and vector new UV. So if I go there, for example, or let's set them together. If I go there and if I split the pan left and right and I go to the geometry spreadsheet, I want to check the primitive, the near primitive. So for this number, because obviously I just have 1 point, so it's saying the nearest primitive is the 64. And if I go there and I can check the nearest one, it's the 64, as you can see there. And if it goes upper, you can see if it's going to change the 61, 42, and so on. So this is what we want, and once you've done this one and store your nprim attribute and your nuv attribute, you can use the second function, and let's check it out as well with the documentation. So interpolate the value of an attribute at a certain parametric UVW position. So this is what we want. We are going to get the position there with our stored attribute, the prim number and the UV coordinate. So I can get it there. So at p equal prim IV, the second input, I want the position from those primitive and these coordinates. And when I'm doing that, as you can see there, it's going to stick to the geometry. And this is exactly what we want to transfer the animation. So let's do it. Okay, let's keep up this, and I will attribute wrangle there, the second input, this one, and I will use the float dist. I don't want the distance, I will not use it, so I will not store the attribute, and x, y, z dist function. So for the second input, the reference is the position, and I want to create a new I at n primitive and a new v at n new v. That's perfect. So now we can check that we have a good corresponding value. So the nearest primitive, that's good, that seems good, and the coordinate UV, that's good. So now let's rename that, add nprim nuv at, okay, with a red color, and let's use the prim UV function. So now that I have all those data, I want to sample the position from it. So at p equal prim UV, the second input, I want the position, and I will use the I at not m prim and the v at and uv. Good. And let's check if it works. That's good. So let's rename that as well. Set p from uv, and it should be black. Okay. And now we can add other news as well. I would like to cache it too. So let's say, let's copy this, out deformed remeshed head. Okay. I would like to cache this as well, green market, but just one frame, because I want to reiterate those operations over a single frame. So let's call it remesh static head. So just copy past, good. And I need just one frame, but only strict. This is the workflow with the Grid Market Cloud Cache, so I need to do that. I will add a control, global control. Okay, good, with some parameters. So a toggle and a float vector 2. Let's say load cache, like this. Load cache and the frame range. And the frame range. Like this. Okay. Set to 150. And let's copy this one to this one and this one. Okay. That's what your reference. That's good. And I need to freeze the first frame again because of the workflow with the Grid Market online renders. This is almost good. Let's add the last null. Out static head. Okay. I'm adding all those null because after I know I will refer a lot with the object merge, you know, to those null, so it will be very helpful then. That's good. Now I can copy past what I've done there, and let's see what happened. Oh, I've forgotten to make this blue. Okay. And let's see what happened. Okay, this is what I want, that's good. And I just would like to fit again this one, 0 to 0.5, let's say, yes. And maybe play with the value there, and with this one as well, maybe a bit more, okay. And see what happens. Okay, good. This is overall what we want. I would like to set back the animation over the head, so let's do that. I will have to do it for the both inputs, and I will show you why right now. Because I can just replicate. Let's get this one. Okay, but I want this input, so the deformed. Oh, I didn't set the relative path, so let's change that. Relative path. Yes, okay. And import head, import out deformed image. That's good. So now I just, it should be the same number of primitives, so 38,344, and here 38,344. So that's good. So I want to set the same barycenter, and so let's get let's set the position with the primitive second input, the P, so the position of the barycenter. And I cannot iterate over the primitive right now because there is no primitive on the particles, and so I will iterate with the PTNum, but it's going to be okay because it's the same number with the primitive. So that's good. And let's see if it works. Yes. So set position from deformed head. Good. And black. Should be black. That's nice, even though if I check there, that's cool. But there is two problems. So I don't have the noise anymore, and I have this kind of things, and I don't want that. So let's fix that. So first of all, for the noise, just need to do this and this, because I was setting the position after the noise and then it cancelled it, so now it's better. Okay, and for the other problem, this is why I need to set it on the first input as well, because otherwise on the first input it's not going to transform the point as well, but just the barycenter, and I need as well the transformation of the point. So let's do that, and I will import the static one. So let's get an object merge with the purple color, and let's set with this static, like this and like this. So now I do have the static one. This is good. I would like to get the same facet and myPrim attribute, otherwise it will not work. So that's good as well. And I need to set back the animation, so I'm just going to copy paste this one, because there is already the nPrim and nuv. Okay. So like this, and I will just duplicate the object merge there to get the original one. So like this, and like this. Let's check. Okay, and now we can set the transformation over the primitive, and it should be fixed. Yes, it's good. I think there is another problem there. Yes, it will be easier if I make it a bit less there and maybe a bit more here. As you can see, the noise is sliding, so I just need to set the rest position before I need the deformation, like this. Okay, and tweak it there. So bind the vector, not you, rest, and instead of the position I get the rest. Should be alright. It is. So this is good, and now let's make it a bit more organized. I think it will be a good idea now if we start to set the trigger for the noise displacement with a solver. So let's do that. So in this chapter we want to have this result for the particles, and this is the old version, and we will render it to have those renders. So let's go! So as we've seen just before, I would like to extend a bit more the destruction over the nose and over this area as well, and I would like as well to break those kind of shapes by getting more variation inside the smoke simulation. So let's do it. Let's go to the growth solver, and I think I just need to make it this at 130. So let's check that, and we'd like to render it. So let's check what we have now. The frame 150, and this is better. So before we add this frame, this kind of diffusion, and now this is that. So this is good for me. Let's go back to our smoke simulation. And so first of all, I think it would be a good idea to blast the eyes, because actually I don't need it. So let's do it. Blast. I want the eyes. Okay, and it's not there anymore, so that's good. Let's go back to our collider. Good. Let's make it a bit more eroded, and let's catch this. Okay. So let's check it. Yes, everything seems to be consistent. And let's go back on this part. Let's have a black background. So the density, okay. Maybe I would like to change a bit the, let's say, the particle size from the pyro source. So let's make it to 1. But then I would like to increase a bit the density with a fit, for example, or a multiply, but let's say a fit. Yes, I think something like this should be nice. Okay, let's dive inside our smoke simulation, and first of all, I would like to decrease the resolution, not the resolution, the division size, and then increase the resolution. Maybe set the padding to 0.15 to optimize it, and decrease this one as well, increase the disturbance to get more variation, and maybe have a slower motion or overall during the simulation. So let's set this to 0.75, and I think it's good to me. So let's cache everything. Okay, so now let's check. There. Yes, I think it's better. Yes, good, it's good to me. Now I would like to go back to the particle simulation, but I don't want to iterate over all those particles, so let's take this off and go back to this one, not the first. I want the first frame. Okay, and I would like to add more variation, so I can do it directly with the stick pose and by changing this one. So let's take off the subtract there, and I would like to do it not directly with the cust edge, but with the fit. So let's promote those. Okay, and get those parameters, and I would like to subtract the same than we had before, but on those parameters. So let's do it like this. Copy paste. Okay. Okay. And now I need the clamp, so I don't need it anymore on this one. Okay, good. So now a last thing, I think it would be nice to let's say mix the velocity by the cust edge as well. So let's say the previous velocity with the 0. Let's say 0. With that, I think we will get more compact and smoother as well transition between the position to the simulation. So let's go that. Let's take that, and if I don't like it, I will take it off. So now we need to check the result of all of those. So let's take off the cache, go to the particle, to the primitive, sorry, and let's create a flipbook. So this is our flipbook. I like the motion, those kind of shapes, that's very nice. We can see the collision there as well, just there. And this is fine for me. And at the frame 150 we have more destruction on those areas, so this is good. But I was wondering, maybe this is the alpha, maybe at some point I would see the background, even though there will be the particles, but I don't want that. So I would like to add another layer from a geometry layer. So let's do it. From the third layer, this I will take this as base. So point from volume, not you, like this. Okay, let's set 0.1, it's good. Jitter scale, okay. VDB from particle fluid, and I will convert it to geometry just after. Let's say 0.1, 0.3. Okay, VDB convert. It will be a kind of flesh polygon. Okay, but I need to make it move now to deform it, so I will use a point deform, and I need the original. No, so let's copy that. Good, let's set this. Okay, and I need to do it there as well. Okay, I need a time shift to freeze the first frame, I mean the rest frame, and I will use the global control, copy, and pass the parameter. Okay, so this is good. Rest, deform, another one. I need to set this in black and check if it works. Okay, this is good to me. Now we'll have to add the trail to compute the velocity, to get motion blur or something like this, even though it's not extremely necessary, but we never know. And I will make central difference. Actually, it will be more accurate. Let's call it out flash. I need to cache it as well. So my grid market cloud cache. Good. Let's call it flash. Again, I need the frame range. Copy. Where is it? It's there. I need the BGO SC, and I think it's good, almost. Yes. So let's cache this. Okay, this is good. So I want to check it. Okay, this is nice to me. Maybe a blue color, and I would like to make a bit more room for all of those. Okay, I think it's better. So now let's check the motion blur. Let's go back there. I don't want to compute anything. Just think, not you. Render flash. So our geometry, let's import it as well there. Out flash. Okay. And this is good, I guess. I would like to change the shading. So let's copy past the eyes because it's going to be the same. And I want to make it there as well. Flash. Good. In order to check the motion blur, I need to turn off the velocity blur. So for all of them, sampling, velocity blur, and this is good. Okay. So now let's do it. Out. First of all, I would like to check not the field, the motion blur, but directly to the flash to see if there is any problem with this geometry. So let's go with the render view and render it. Okay. So let's keep this frame and set the motion blur. Yeah, there is small changes, but just to be sure, I would like to check the cache, the flash. Do I have the velocity? Yes, so it should be good. And let's check the head as well. So I don't want to get everything. I mean, this is quite good. So let's check the 10 first frame. Let's say I would like to reset the simulation. Take it like this, go to the out, get back my head geometry, not you, the head, and let's check it. So this is what I have with the motion blur over the frame 30, and let's check without it. So okay, so this is what we want. Perfect. Now, before caching, I just want to make sure that we have something on the flash, because it was very subtle and I'm not really sure. So let's go back there. Okay, let's check the velocity. It seems to be there. Okay, this is good. So let's cache everything. And before that, let's get the first frame, the merge there, and I think that's it. So render. So this is the flipbook that I've made from the cache. So let's check it, and I like it, so it's good to me. Even though we have some artifact there, it's not going to be visible at the render time, so that's okay. And I would like to show you the comparison with the new version and the old version. So let's start them together, almost, yes, like this. And I think it's way better, this one. So that's nice. And now I would like to show you a render that I've done just there. Not you, not you, not you. So I've rendered the frame 110 just to show, and I've tried to get the particle red. So this is the result. And as you can see there is some couple of particles we don't want to see. So in order to fix that, I just need to go there and change a bit the P scale. You could redo the cache and get a deeper peak here, but I don't want to. I just want to reset the P scale, and let's say 30. And let's try again this one. So it's almost done, but we can already check. So this is the new, and this was the old. So this is exactly what we want. So this is good. Now let's set the render settings. So I want a couple of things. First of all, I want a new pass, extra image planes, and I want what do I want? I want the combined lighting per light. This is what I want. Yes. Let's we are going to render it just after, but let's finish it. Rendering, let's say the limit, reflect limit 2, refract 2, diffuse 0, that's good. I need to set the output, so let's copy past my path, just like this. This is good. Now let's increase the sampling to 6.6, and maybe as well enable or allow a depth of field and a motion blur. And let's set back as well the shading, the color of the particles. Good. And can we render that? Okay, so this is done. I like it, but I want to check as well the light passes. So this is the area light and the environment light. So I think we are ready to render it. But before the renders, I need to set the grid market workflow with the cache. So let's do that. Okay, so let's dive inside this one. I need those one I will upload it. This so I need to spawn rope, and it will be good. Load cache, this is good. Let's go on this one. So this one I need to load. I need I will take PGYC and spawn rope as well. Only strict. The only strict is very important. This is good as well. There it's okay. Flash, I need to load the cache. I need to spawn rope as well. Spawn rope. Spawn rope. Same. Okay, almost good. And we are good, I guess. Did I? Yes. Okay, so everything is there. This one, this one, this one, collider, this one, smoke sim, the growth solver, particle simulation. I need to set the dependency now. So the first I need to do is this one. For the collision I'm using the original, I guess. Yes, same thing. No, not for this one. So let's go back and set the growth solver point behind it. Now the collider behind this one. Same thing for the smoke but I need the collider as well. Particle simulation after everything, so I need a merge. This one, this one, this one. That's good. And for the flesh, I need, what do I need? Not you. So for the flesh, I need this one, and it's the original one. So like this. And I need to merge everything to render. Up. Like this. And there is another node called submit. Grid market render submit. Like this. I need to set this one as well. Render frame up. I need the global control. Set the frame range, copy parameter, out, past relative reference. I think everything is good. Here I just need to set the intersect strict frame range, and I can render it. So let's do it. So this is the render. I like it. I like the depth of field as well. So this is good. Even the propagation there. So that's nice. And this is the compositing. So I will not explain and see the compositing part because I don't think it's very interesting because there is almost nothing, just a bit of exposition, gamma, a photo filter for the color, a bit of glow there as well, a mask for hiding the neck, a bit of grain, and that's it. So nothing very complicated, and I hope you like it too. So let me know. So in this chapter we are going to finish the particle motion, and we will set it directly to the head, and so this is the result we want to achieve. So let's do it. Okay, so I would like to reduce the time of the simulation and get a better feedback. So I will decrease the number of the points here with the size triangle. Let's put it to 6. Okay, and let's check that we have everything there. But that's good. Oh, and there is something I didn't check as well. It is the loading cache from the smoke simulation there. It was not active, so let's add some noise over there with a pop force to make it a bit better. Pop force, big noise, and a small noise after. So let's try this. No. And so that's 1. No, it's too strong. 0.5. No, too strong. This is better. And add a small noise as well. Take off this one and rename this one. Good. Let's set it like this and like this. A bit higher, maybe. Yes, I prefer that. Let's check everything together. Okay. This is something that I like. Yes. And I would like to add a bit of wind, let's say, with the force direction there, let's say the minus Z. So, no, too strong as well, no, like this. And I think it's much better. Good. Perfect. And now I would like to stick my position with the cust edge. So use all those operations that I've done with the noise. So get all of this. And when the cust edge is going to get higher and higher, I want to get the position from the simulation. So let's do that. Inside pop-up, and let's call it stick to position, and I have to set the first context first, so this one, and import the point attribute, so the position, and let's try directly inside the position. So now this is the result I had directly from the noise, or at the upper level. So this is good, but not what I want. I want to mix this position with the position from the simulation, and use the cust edge from the first input as well, but it's a float. Cust edge, like this, and I want to fit the range. So if the bias is set to 0, I will get the first input, and if set to 1, the second one. So I want to remap, I think my values were something like this, and let's try. Oh, I didn't set position. Okay, so now over there it's starting to be simulated. And this is what I want. Good. I would like as well to add a bit of randomness over the cust edge. So let's get the eye cluster, but the eye cluster is at the upper level, but I don't want to iterate over each frame, so let's import it directly there. And if I try to get it from the geometry spreadsheet, I should have it. Eye cluster, yes, this is there, so that's perfect. Let's go back to scene view, this one, and use the bind then, and not the import. So eye cluster, like this, integer. I want a random, up, the fit, good, let's say 1 to 40, and same thing than before, I want to subtract this to the cust edge, and clamp as well, because I don't want negative value. Good, like this. 140, I think this is good. Let's try it. Yeah, that's good to me. It's good to me. I want to add as well a collision behavior that, for example, if it goes inside with, I don't know, maybe the pop advect or some forces, I won't make it follow the geometry and not go directly inside to get a better motion. So I will use the VDB volume sample position and with the gradient. It's a basic technique, but I have done an example file if you don't know, but I guess you know because it's very famous. And let's put that in green. I mean, it's green, blue, I don't know. Let's dive inside. I have grid there, scatter to get some point, transform, and maybe I can as well plus $t divided by 5, the parenthesis. Good. Okay, now it's animated, and I have a sphere over there, and I will use this sphere as a collider. So a VDB. So this is the first way that I'm using. I mean, it was for the example. So I use a group to get the inside point, you know, and a ray to get the minimum distance. Even if I would use definitely an attribute angle with the min pose position, with min pose function, sorry. And I set the group in there, so I get this with the animation. Okay, but this operation and this operation is quite heavy, so I don't want it. But it's more accurate actually than this one. But I don't need to be very accurate in my case, so let's use this one and see what happens. So the same thing with the collider. Oh, no, it was good. It was just an optical effect, illusion. So with the collider, something more, so better, smoother, let's say. So let's dive inside and see what happens. I just get the volume sample position. So you have to check if the point is inside the VDB, and it's going to sample the position, let's say, and give a value. If it's near the surface, it's going to get a value near to the 0, and if it's inside, it's going to get a negative value, and if it's outside, it's going to have a positive value. So I'm saying if it is inside with a negative value, I want to get the volume gradient file, so kind of the normal of the volume, and I want to make those negative value absolute, positive, and multiply it, add it to the position, and set it to the final position. So if it is inside, I want to apply those operations, and this is what I've done. So let's copy paste this for these operations. Not over there, I will redo it. And I want to do it before the stick to pose, because I don't want to override the position from it. So let's get a pop-up as well. But I need a VDB. Let's call it collide. I need a VDB as well. So let's create one. I mean, I do have one already. And this is good because it's already cached. But the problem is that it's not the good scale. So I could use this one and transform it like this, but it's going to affect my gradient data. So I would have to probably, I don't know, VDB resample it to rebuild the SDF, but there is no point to do that because it's going to take longer and I want just something quick. So I would have to redo a bit this setup, the collide setup, the collider setup, let's say. The scale is not going to affect the simulation, so that's okay. I can scale it up and down with the smoke simulation, but for the gradient data, it's not going to work. So I would like to use the transform after those operations. So we just copy paste, make this one there, and do it after, like this one. I would like to create a reference copy actually. It will be more procedural. This, got you. Like this. And I need to redo the VDB. So I want something like 0, 2, maybe. Let's check. Oh, it's a bit too much. 3. That's good enough. And the reshape is good. Yes, this is what I want. And that I can scale it up after the cache. Okay, like this. And actually I can even do the time shift after, so I will just, no, that's okay, let's keep it like this. So I want to scale it up, that's perfect. And let's get back, let's re-render this. So almost done, good. let's check what we do have. Perfect. And yes, this will work as well for the collision of the smoke. We can check it right now actually, just in case. This, I don't want the density, I want the collision. Yes, that works perfectly. So good. And I would like to set back the offset, so let's copy this one from the cache, because I want that at the beginning it's moving. So this is good. And copy paste this new to say particles. Good. So now I can go back to my particle simulation, not with this frame, and set the collision. So volume, sample, position, where it is. So let's get the volume gradient, volume, sample. Okay. So I sample the position, same thing there. I need to maybe set the SOP. So let's get the out. I will just copy paste actually. That one. Good. And I want, if it's less than 0, so if it is inside actually, I want a two-way switch. I like to use it, but I could use other things. And I would like to get the positive value of the volume sample and multiply it to the gradient from the volume. First, let's get it there as well, we never know. Okay, and multiply, and I want to add this vector to the position. And if it's not inside, just let's keep the position. Okay, so let's check that. I think it's not going to be very visible with the stick, so let's take off it. Yes, this is way more visible there. Good. This is what I wanted. Perfect. So let's go back with our stick pose. I would like maybe to get back my final resolution. Good. So now, what could I do? Maybe do a flipbook. I just would like to check a couple of things there. Yes, maybe I would like to add more variation to my smoke simulation, and I could animate just the offset from the density attribute. So I would like to do that. Let's do it right now. The offset, and add these kind of things. I mean, float to vector, the time, and I want to, let's try that right now to see what the result. Yeah, I want to negate it. I want to get it on the other way. Negate. Yes. Good. And maybe add a bit of, I don't know, disturbance, maybe. I don't know. Let's get this one. Copy. Disturbance. What about the binding? So it's the density. That's nice. Let's pass relative reference. Not with you. And I would like to multiply this by 3. Yeah, let's see. Okay. I think it's good. So let's render that. So let's check the results. Yes, this is good to me. Perfect. So now I would like to check everything. Yes, tick on everything with directly. Okay, I have to set it like this. Good. And let's get fetch geometry. And with this one. So I should have my prim, otherwise it will not work. Is it the case? It seems to not. Okay, so I need my prim and what? My prim and that's it. So let's give it there. Good. Let's see with my primitive if it works. Okay, perfect. Now we can check that with the camera. Let's see. So this is the result that we have. Let's check it together. Yes, this is good. Perfect. So now we will just have to add the other layers, so the inside and another one, and maybe probably another one as well. So let's do it. So in this chapter we are going to add the lights, shaders and try some renders in order to adjust our particles. We will add as well over the geometry the normal map, displacement map and the cavity map to get more details. So let's go! So now I would like to render the head with the particle, with the geometry, with everything, just to check if I need to change a couple of things or not really, but I think I will. So let's do that. Let's type there and tab geo just to get render, not you. Let's call it head. And I like to set a purple color for this one. Ctrl C, Ctrl V, same. So here I would like the eyes, and here the particles. Good. Now I have to go back there to set and check the null. So I have my geometry here. Let's have a null, but I want to separate the eyes from the head, because over the head I will add some displacement, and I don't want it over the eyes. So let's split it, and I do have my eyes group, so invert selection like this. Let's call it out decimated head. Good. Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and eyes over there. Not you. Good. And I would like as well another one for the particles. Where is it? It's there. Out. Let's call it particles. Good. Now I would like to just object merge all of them. Import particles. purple, but not the same. In this object with the out particles like this, and let's copy paste this one, and here I would like the eyes, decimated eyes with the relative one, and the head. Is it there? Yeah, it is. With the relative path as well. Just need to copy paste this one like this, and like this. Good. Maybe for this one the relative path as well. So this is nice. Let's rename this one to 1, and I would like to add some light, but before I just want to keep the head visible. For the light, I have done something like area light, so control area light. I want to keep and move the light from the active viewport. So I have done something like this. Yes. But I will just copy paste with all the parameters of the lights. I don't think it's really important to redo it. So let's do that. Good. I have my light. So on the first one, let's check it over the viewport. It's that one, the same global view, let's say. And for the position, just that. I changed the area size from 1.1, I guess, to 0.2. The intensity, exposure, and that's it. This is, I just changed this one, those one. And I've set as well an environment light with the texture, the HDRI. So, and I've got the skylight garage. Good. Same thing, just the light intensity, and that's it. So let's take off this, and that's good. I would like now to add the mantra node. Let's call it head. Camera 1, so this is good. Ray tracing, no, we want physical based rendering. For the object, I would like now to just have the head. Good. And I would like as well maybe to change one thing inside the rendering. Render tile size, let's say 32. That's it. Yes. So let's check what we do have. Oh, I have to set shader as well. So I will just get the default one, the principal shader. If it works. Oh, I cannot drag and drop. That's so bad. Okay, I've just type on this option. So now I would like to just set it, and let's put to everything, even though I will change it, but for now it's good. And let's render that. Okay, so this is without any changing, and let's tweak the parameter. So like this, if I can. Okay. Let's call it head P surface. So I would like the color a bit more, but I don't want to use the point color as well, not you. 0 doesn't work. Okay. Not use the point color, and I would like as well the roughness to 0.65. This is the value I liked when I was doing my version. Okay, so now it's good. It was about the render time about 2 minutes. It's good to me. Let's take this off, and I want to duplicate the picture. I mean the render. I would like to duplicate as well the head to have the eyes, because I will not use, as I said before, the displacement with the eyes, but I want the same parameter there. Oh, I forgot this one, because otherwise it's going to be not what I want. Let's give this to the eyes. eyes. Good. And now I would like to check the displacement over the head, but I don't want the noise we added, this one. So, and even this one actually, so I cannot, I mean, it's okay for this one. And let's render that. Okay, so now this is my default one without any things over it, and I would like as well to set first the normal map. So I will just copy paste the path that I've done. Look like this. I think it's good. Yes, it is. And I would like to decrease the effect scale to 0.2. Okay, so now it's done for the normal map. Let's keep this. I would like as well to add now the eyes. So object render eyes as well, and keep not keep, and use the displacement map as well. So let's copy paste the one I have. Okay, I think it's there. Should be good. Image, yes. So my value were 53, and this one was 0.5. So let's see the result. So this is good for the displacement. As you can see, this is the default one with the normal like this. So everything is a bit more sharpened, and there with the displacement with more details. So that's a bit better. And now I would like to use, I have a cavity map, so I would like to combine it with the displacement map. So let's go inside and hollow editing. I want to take off this one. Yes, let's skip this one. And here is all the blue is the displacement. So I would like to go inside the displacement texture and hollow as well editing of content. And here, this is my texture displacement, and I just would like to add another texture, sorry. So texture, let's get the same UV. Where is it? It's there. Let's get the UV, like this one. And I would like to copy paste the path of my cavity map, just there. Okay. And now I would like to multiply the results with the texture displacement, even though I would like to as well do some operation over the new cavity map. So let's feed the result, and because I want to multiply it, I don't maybe want to reduce overall the effect of the cavity map over the displacement. So this was some good values for me, and maybe as well a color correct like this, and I was liking the gamma. Good. I think it's good to me, so let's check the results. Up. We can render this. So the displacement is done, and as you can see, it had a lot of details. So this was the normal, this one was the displacement, and with the cavity map, so it's much better. We get fine details there and there as well, so that's nice. Even though I have some area like that, I would like to have a bit of something there, and this is why I would like to add a noise displacement. So let's do it. So my value were so copy paste like this, okay. So it was 250, and after it was 0.0002, okay, and the roughness 0.8. Not sure. Okay, again, I don't think it's really interesting for you to see when I'm tweaking and everything, so I prefer to show you directly the correct value that I found. I mean the value that I like. So, and let's check what is that happening there. Oh, by the way, I forgot to use the rest attribute because the noise is going to use the rest and I don't have it over my geometry. So let's get it from the head setup and it's going to render this geometry, right? So I would like to add it there. Yes. After, no, maybe not after the facet. Before. I mean not before, after. Okay, so let's check again what is it happening like this. Okay, so as you can see, the noise displacement is there and it adds overall a bit of grain, you know, and I think it's much better. So I like it. Let's check without anything. So basic, just the diffuse with the normal, the displacement, the cavity, and the grain. So I like it. Now I would like to check the particle. So let's do that. And go there. Just the particles. So let's see. Oh, there is nothing. So why? Let's suppose it's because I didn't force, I guess. Yes. So let's force object instead of candidate. So actually maybe there is a displacement over because I didn't change it. Yes, that's why. So let's set eyes for now. And we will avoid the displacement. Okay, so I have to set the p-scale attribute. So let's do it there, and I would like to add it there. Attribute wrangle, and let's call it p-scale, obviously, at p-scale equal chf upscale. Not you, like this. Let's set 01 up. No, maybe 01. No, maybe 02. Okay, this is better. But I think we need to change the shading because the principal shader is good, but it's as well very heavy, and we want something very basic for the particles. So let's add the basic diffuse. Oh, I cannot. So let's do that. Okay, perfect. And inside the material, go there and let's say particles. Good. Let's go back to our node and let's set it there. Particles. So let's check. So I've tested previously, and the render time is about twice faster. So that's very important. Especially it's twice faster for that kind of amount of particles. But you can imagine with 30 million, so 100 or 1 billion times, 1,000 times this one, it's way faster. So it's important to use it. Okay, let's get not the preview. So the render time is about 1 minute, so it's okay. And I would like now to reset the p-scale, obviously, and multiply it by the cust age because I don't want to get something there. Actually, I mean I want if it's not active and if the growing solver is not there, I don't want to see any particles. So let's do that. And do I have the cust age? Yes, I do. So let's multiply this by let's say fit at cust age So I would like to remap this from 1 to 8 to 0 to 1, or maybe the opposite. No, it's okay. If the curve stage is 1 or 0, it's going to be not visible, and if it's 8, it's going to be visible. So that's good. And I would like to clamp this. Perfect. So 0, 1, and maybe no, that's it actually. Let's check the results, and let's rename it at pscale. Good. So yes, as you can see, this is what we want to have, and let's finish the render. Okay, so as you can see, it works nicely there. I would like to decrease obviously the p-scale, maybe at this one. I would like to keep the render, this one to red, and let's say, I don't know, maybe 0.5. Okay, maybe another things, I would like to add the head to the render, but I don't want to have the displacement for now because it's going to take some time and I don't want that. So let's change this one to eyes. Good. And force everything actually. So let's see. So as you can see, I forgot to set back the displacement over the head, so I want to do that like this. Good. Up. So this is the result, and I would like now to add more particle over it, and as we can see, the particles are visible, and this is not what we want. So the position is behind, but the radius is interpenetrating with the geometry. Sorry for that. So I need to reduce the size as well, and let's do that. So now I have 2000 points. Let's say I would like maybe what? Maybe. So yeah, it's 8 billions. So this is our result, and as I said just before, I would like to reduce the p-scale to not get those things there. So the value that I found, a nice one, was 15, like this. Okay, so this is good, and as you can see, it's better, much better. So we got this one, this was before, and now this one. So that's perfect. And I would like now to try with more particle. So let's increase it a bit. I do have 8 billion and I will set 30 million with this value. So this is done with 30 billion of particles, and the result is way more accurate and, let's say, sharpened. So this is good. Let's keep this, and maybe I would like as well to try a bit of depth of field. So let's go inside the camera, let's go to sampling, and this is the result actually that I want to have. It was already done. Okay, so let's go there, and just we need to activate enable depth of field. Yes. Actually, even before the depth of field, I would like to set back displacement. It will be better. So let's go there, and let's go back to our head. Good. And see the eyes, the particles, everything is good. So let's do it. So this is done. The render time is about 3 minutes and 20 seconds, so it's really correct. And I liked the result. This is really nice. So let's check now the depth of field. I go back to my camera, and here in sampling you can see the focus distance. So it's the distance of you want to set the focus. So for me it's alpha meter. And the f-stop, so it means higher the value is, less blurry is as well. So we do have 0.1, so it's kind of blurry right now. So let's check it right now. with enable it. Up. Good. So this is done with the depth of field. Let's check before and after. So actually it's not that much, but it's good, and it will be increased. The effect is going to be stronger with those particles behind. So I like it, and now we just need to add two other layers, set the good velocity for the motion blur, and finish as well the simulation with the the motion inside the simulation. And I think we will be okay with this this head. So let's do it. So in this chapter we will create a smoke simulation in order to advect our particles and finally get that kind of result with slow motions and that kind of shapes as well. It is not the final particle motion, but the first step. So let's go! Okay, so now I would like to create a particle system over those points to get a better motion. So let's do it. Pop net. And let's call it particle motion, no, particle simulation, sorry, sim. Let's have a top import as well, and copy past this one. Good. I want the same green color, and to plug this one. So let's dive inside and check not the 150 frame, but the first one. Okay, so let's see how fast is it. It is not, and more than that, it's creating something at every frame. So I want to just $f equal 1 for the first frame and all points. It means I'm going to give to use just those points at the first frame. And let's make it a bit more procedural. So I will just copy this parameter, the start frame, and set it there. Past relative reference, and I want to get this one as well. Copy parameter and pass relative reference there. So it's a bit more procedural there. And let's check the speed. So I don't want the guide. It's a bit faster. And because I'm looking for all the attributes, this is not what I want yet. So let's delete the attribute that I don't want to use and that I will not use anymore. So attribute delete there. I want to keep the eye cluster, the my prim, and cust age. I don't need the rest, and I don't need anything else. So good. Let's type star no, this one, and like this, and now star star star, and I should have just, yes, cost age, eye cluster, my prim, and p. Good. Let's check inside directly. This is better, and for now we'll not use anything from this one. Okay, I would like to use a pop advection because I like all the result with these kind of things, but it means I need to set up a smoke simulation, to make a setup for a smoke simulation. So let's do it. Let's make a bit more room for it, and I will just use this one because it's lighter than the other one, not you. Okay. And another important thing to set right now is the scale, because for the smoke simulation and the RBD simulation with the bullet, everything is based on the meter. And here, because it's a real scale, it's less than the meter. I could do something with this scale, but I would have to change a lot of different parameters, and I don't want to waste time to doing it. So let's get it up. Okay, parameter, let's say not this, 6. Okay, I think it's good. Scale up. Okay, now I would like to get just my points and delete everything else, like this. Maybe set density attribute for the smoke. Let's say turbulence noise, like this. Position. Let's see over the CD what is it doing, and get the simplex. I would like to promote actually those parameters. Up, copy, pass relative, and pass relative. So let's say 5. 5 should be good. And let's export this bind export density. Okay, now I would like to use my pyro source. Let's say add, yes, density. Now you attribute. Not this one, this one. The pyro source. Okay. Source smoke. That's good. I don't want the temperature, so I will just delete it. I want to keep the input, so that's nice. And let's get a volume rasterize attributes like this. Okay, get my density. Good. And I would like to link this parameter, so the particle separation, to this one as well, the voxel size, up, and make it not like this, and even less than that. Okay, this is good. I like it, and we are ready, I guess, to create the .NET. We'll just put it there and set smoke sim. Okay, let's create all those nodes that I need. I need a smoke object, I need a source volume, a volume source, a pyro solver, and a gas resize fluid dynamic. Okay, so let's get it there, like this, okay. Not you, you, and you. Up. So let's get something like this, and let's import our first context geometry, so this one, and I will use the preset source smoke without the temperature. Good, so let's check if it works. Okay, it is working. I just would like to reset this and take off the clamp, maybe as well resize it a bit less, like this. Okay, and track an object. So I will just use a null there to track, maybe not the volume rasterize, but let's say this add should be alright. Up to track like this, and let's say something to track. Up. Let's see if it works. It is. Everything seems to be good. I need to link this parameter as well, so the resolution to this one. So copy and pass relative reference. Okay, that's good. I just would like to first, for now, freeze this frame to get a better feedback in order to set all the parameters that I need, and after I will set back the animation. So let's do it like this, and it should be quicker right now. It is not really. Why it's not really? Okay, I'm just going to increase a bit the resolution, let's say by 2 or 3. Yes, this is better. Okay, now I can work over this one. Maybe I should do something like this. Yes. I would like to add over the initial data there a wind directional direction and something like -1 over the z direction, so like this. Okay, this is a bit too strong. Okay, this is good enough. I will just decrease the dissipation. Let's say 0.5 over the density, and I don't want the combustion, so let's take this off. Yes. Okay, this is better. I would like as well to decrease maybe the smoke density. This is better, and add a couple of turbulence there. It doesn't work because it's over the temperature there. So now it works, and I want something a bit smaller. Okay, smaller a bit, and with less amplitude or less amount of turbulence. Let's say 0.5. Okay, I think it's better. Could add a bit of turbulence, but actually I don't even think that's I need it, so yes, let's keep it like this. I'm kind of happy with what I have. Okay, let's check. Let's add the density there. And let's go with the top import field. Like this. Up. Okay, and a green color. I will use a preset smoke without the CD, the temperature, the rest. Because for this simulation, I'm just interested by the velocity field, not at all the density, but it's a good way to see what happens as well, so I will keep it. I will just make it a bit more detailed. Okay, seems to be good for me. I would like as well to get an offset over the time, because I don't want the first frame to get nothing. I want to have some, let's say 50 frame already. So let's have a pre-roll, and in order to get that I need to offset the animation. So right now it was frozen, sorry, and let's offset it. So let's go back with this one, and at the beginning I got $F like this, and I would like to offset it by 50. So it means it starts at the frame 50. Okay, here it's not cached, so it's still working there, but it shouldn't. For example, if at the frame 0, let's say, so let's say $F inferior than 1. Okay, so if I go to the frame 0, I don't have anything, and if I go there, I don't have anything as well. So I would like to clamp it. This is important. Clamp to first, And now, even if the frame there is minus 50, it's going to clamp it at the first frame. So this is what we need. And this is good to me. So when I will cache everything, so with a migrid cache, I will have to set plus 50 frame. So let's copy this parameter and paste relative reference here, only strict, plus here 50 frame. Okay. And I would have to make a time shift over there, okay, with plus 50, like this. So it will start at the frame 50 with my first animation there. So it will match. This is good, and let's set null as well. Okay. Out, smoke. Good. And I would like as well to add a collision. So let's do it. In order to add the collision, I need a VDB from polygon. This one. Okay. Still not working because of the holes, so I need a polyfill. Okay, and let's set it to triangles. But I don't want to iterate over each frame with the polyfill, because as you can see there, if I play, it's quite fast, and if I play with the polyfill, it's kind of heavy, this operation. So I want to freeze the first frame, let's say. Okay, so let's as well copy the parameter from the global control and paste it there. This is good, triangles, and I just have to copy the position right now, because here, if you can check, there is 74,425 points, and this is the same thing there. It doesn't create any points, so I can just copy the position from this to the second input position, and it should be quick as well. Yes, it is, and it should start at the frame 50. And it's working. Yes. So now I can set the collision. From, it was what? It was 0.03, I guess, something like this. No, a bit more. Let's say 15. Yes, let's say. And VDB reshape, just to go inside, you know, so with an erode, let's say 2. This is good enough for me. And I want an out, let's say out collision smoke. So let's dive inside my smoke and add a volume source to add my collision, like this. And set the preset as collision. I need to set the name of the primitive to collision. So let's get it there, collision. And I need to check if it works. So I go on the guides and take off the density and set the collision. So there is nothing. Why? Oh yes, I need to link it, otherwise it will never work. Good. Okay. And this is not what I want. Okay, so it was just the resolution. So if I go there, I just set back to 3, field interior, VDB reshape to 2. And I've just decreased this one. So as you can see there, it was 2, and here we do have those programs. And if I decrease it 1.5, now it's good. So this is what I want. Let's set back the density. Good. Let's do what? I think we are good almost. I would like to cache this. My grid market cache. Up. Good. I would like to only strict copy past from this one. Copy past relative reference, and I would like to add as well there plus 50 to get 50 frame more. And I think this will be BGOSC. It should be good. Let's set this in blue, this one in blue as well, and let's render that. Good. Let's load this from the disk and check if it works. That's what I want. Perfect. Perfect. So right now let's check a bit over the frame. What is it doing? It should work. Yes, this is very basic, but this is what I want. So let's get it there. I need obviously to oh, I cannot drag and drop, right. Link this like this, copy this one and set a smoke object if I can get it. No. And this is good enough. Yes. I just would like to convert those as VDB. Yes. VDB convert. Like this. This is good. And now we can cache everything. So same thing, this is good, this is good. BGOSC and okay, let's cache it. So as you can see, it's very quick. It's about 2 minutes. So this is what I like. Sorry. So let's check it. I want at the first frame have, yes, this is what I wanted. And let's see. Okay, perfect. So now I would like to check that with and inside the particle motion. So let's go back to this one, to the first frame, and check. Oh, I need to scale it down, obviously. So let's create action, create reference copy, Control X, and put it there. Yes, good. And delete this one and active it. So let's go back to this one and see what happened. So I want my smoke. Where is my smoke? Let's get it like this. Out smoke. Perfect. Update force. This is what I want because I don't want to at some point make the particle stop if it's not inside the velocity field. So perfect. And let's check with this one. Maybe directly there. I would like to use the pop colors as well to make the visualization a bit better with a ramp, and let's say there the length at velocity, and I would like a blue from nothing and white, and I think yes, something like this. Okay, so it's like big shape that I get from this. This is nice. I think it's too quick, so in my previous version I have done something like, I think it was 0.25. So yes, this is overall what I want, as you've seen. Cool. Perfect. So now I would love to do some operations as well on the particle, but let's do that on the second part.